Wow, who could have seen this coming? Texas Republicans just unveiled their newly proposed redistricting map, where they plan to take their already gerrymandered map and gerrymander even harder, picking up an extra 5 seats in Congress. Proportional representation, who? I was literally just talking about this in a video where I was talking about how the problem isn't the cult. The real problem is this, the erosion of our democracy. And not in a way that necessarily requires conspiracy theories or hacking. I'm talking run-of-the-mill, same as it ever was, classic Republican disenfranchisement. And by the way, they're not just doing this in Texas, they're planning on doing this in multiple states, but I'll get to that. I even had someone comment on that video, assuming that I would agree with them that, oh, so-and-so and this other person still believe that we're gonna have midterms. And I told them, I think we will too. The problem is a lot of people have a very myopic understanding of what authoritarianism can actually look like. As I've said multiple times, many authoritarian systems maintain the illusion of democracy. And many times they actually maintain the practice of it. It's just a very conditional practice of democracy. And if you're not super familiar with gerrymandering, it's basically this practice where you redraw district maps. Each district gets to elect one member of Congress to the House of Representatives, but you draw them in a strategic way that is usually illegal, by the way, so that you get more representatives and they get fewer. Say I have 10 pies. 9 of them are cherry, 1 of them is pecan. Entitled to 10, let's say, labels. Normally, we would agree 9 labels that are cherry, 1 label that is pecan. However, I want it to seem like all my pies are cherry for some reason. So what I might do is cut the pecan pie into 10 slices, cut a slice of pie out of every cherry pie, distribute the slices of pecan, so every pie is basically 9 slices of cherry and 1 slice of pecan. Now, when you ask me what these pies are, what I'm gonna do is look at what the majority of the pie is. Now, all of a sudden, I have 10 cherry pies, even though we all know that I don't. That's gerrymandering, sort of, is one example of it. This isn't entirely exclusive to Republicans. Blue states have done this much less often, and blue states do tend to rectify gerrymandered maps. This is all part of the plan. This is a special legislative session that Texas took on because Trump himself told Texas to redraw the maps to pick up another 5 seats for Republicans. Alabama, North Carolina, Utah are currently in battles over their congressional maps. Republicans are also looking to do the same thing in Ohio and Missouri. The goal is to have these maps in place and in effect during midterms, even if they're still battling it out in court. Gavin Newsom has suggested that California and maybe other blue states might match red state energy and gerrymander right back to try to balance it all out. There will be lawsuits over this, but they can take months, if not years. In fact, in 2022, Ohio went ahead and used a map that had been declared unconstitutional twice by the Ohio Supreme Court because they just waited out the clock on it. And I can guarantee we're going to see a lot of that. This is the fundamental problem with the right. They are conditionally democratic. The danger is far more systemic than the other side just getting more people to show up to the polls one year.